Welcome to the Nitro engine break-in segment of the Redcat Racing Pit Stop How-To video series. I'm Matt LeMay, and in this segment, we'll cover proper break-in procedures for your Redcat Nitro vehicle. Before we get started, there are a couple things that you'll need, like the Redcat Racing Nitro Starter Kit. Look for videos on the Nitro Starter Kit for more information. You'll need nitro fuel. I'm using PowerMaster car fuel with 20% nitro and 9% oil. Make sure you use the fuel for nitro-powered cars and trucks, not airplanes. Unleaded gas won't work either. You'll need a box or a stand to set your vehicle on, and plenty of patience. At this point, you've already oiled your air filter, you've checked all screws applying thread lock where needed, charged your glow igniter, and installed new AA batteries in both the car and the transmitter. You've range checked your radio system and charged the electric starter battery if you're using Redcat Racing's optional electric starter. If you've completed all of this, you're ready to break in your Nitro engine. Alright, we're outside. We're ready to break in our Nitro engine on our Redcat Racing Nitro vehicle. Now, I've set the engine on the display stand sold at redcatracing.com. Now, this stand works great for breaking in your engines as well as displaying your vehicle when not in use. If you do not have a stand, you can use a box just as long as you keep the wheels off the ground. Now, I've already filled the fuel tank with nitro fuel using the filler bottle that's included with the optional Redcat Racing starter kit. I've got the transmitter and the receiver turned on, and we're ready to prime our engine. Now, using the optional electric starter we installed in a separate video, I'm going to insert it. I'm going to plug the X port on the tuned pipe, and we're going to turn over the engine a few times. Now, you'll see the fuel enter up through the fuel line into the carburetor. Once it reaches the carburetor, you know you're primed. Now we're going to take our fully charged glow igniter, place it on the glow plug, and start the engine. Now, if it takes a few times to start the engine, don't worry, because it's a brand new engine. It's never had fuel run through it before. Just keep at it until you get it started. Now, you want to let this engine run through a full tank of gas. If the engine is idling too fast, you may need to richen the low-speed needle, counterclockwise 1/8 of a turn. After each stage of break-in, you'll want to set your motor to bottom dead center. Now, what that means is the piston is at the very bottom of its stroke. Now, there are two ways you can do this. A, you can remove the glow plug, look inside, and turn the flywheel until you get to bottom dead center. Or an easier way is, underneath the buggy, there's a slot, and you can see the flywheel here. Turn it, kind of rotate it back and forth till it starts to get tight. Center point between both tightenings on each direction is going to be bottom dead center. So now that we have bottom dead center, let your engine cool 15 minutes in between break-in periods. Alright, well, we've completed the first stage in breaking in our Redcat Racing Nitro vehicle. We've run it through one tank of gas while keeping it at idle. Well, now it's time to take it off of the stand, refill the tank, and run some figure eights. While doing figure eights, you want to keep the buggy moving without going over half throttle. Alright, now it's time to set your engine to bottom dead center again and let it cool for 15 minutes. Well, now it's time to repeat the previous step. Go ahead and do some more figure eights, keeping throttle under half. Once you've allowed your Redcat Racing vehicle to cool for 15 minutes, fill the fuel tank and follow the same procedures as steps 2 and 3, but this time you can bring the throttle to 3/4 position. Now don't go over 3/4 throttle and be gentle. Smooth throttle inputs are key. Now once you've gone through another tank of fuel, set the motor to bottom dead center and let it cool for another 15 minutes. This is the final break-in step. Fill the tank with fuel while running the buggy in a straight line. Accelerate to full throttle from idle. Now turn around and do it again. Repeat this step until you've run through a full tank of fuel. Now while accelerating, use smooth throttle inputs. Try not to stab the throttle. Now you'll be able to do this all you want when we're done with break-in. When you're done with this procedure, set the motor to bottom dead center again, let it cool for 15 minutes, and you'll be ready to tune it for optimum performance. When finishing up a day of fun with your Redcat Racing Nitro vehicle, don't forget to add a few drops of after-run oil into the carburetor and turn the engine over a few times. This lubricates the cylinder and protects it from moisture otherwise attracted by the nitromethane fuel. This concludes our segment on breaking in nitro engines. You are now ready to move on to the tuning segment of Redcat Racing's Pit Stop How-To video series. I'm Matt LeMay, reminding you to have fun and don't forget your Redcat.